tired or feeling frustrated with your success, or you're not feeling heard or feeling undervalued, these are all things people are experiencing every day. But maybe you're ready for some hope and inspiration. I know that I am. And I have some incredible guests here, experts, women from down under who have the answers for you. So let's go say hi to them. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Laura. I'm Mary Wong from Optimal Life Solutions here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. And you can find me at optimalcoaching.com.au. I am a conversations coach and mentor.
Perfect. Oh, I'm so excited to have you here. Thanks, Mary. And hi, Brigitte.
Hello there. I'm Brigitte Stills and I'm in Sydney, Australia. And I'm a real estate coach specializing in real estate. I mentor and consult, and you can find me on stillsproperties.com.au.
All right. Well, you both are very wise women. And so today we're talking about how to re-energize your life and your business. So I was wondering, what advice can you give our viewers, Mary, to help them really get to that place of feeling more re-energized about their life?
Oh, well, thank you so much. That's a great question. One of the things that I find with people who are feeling lacking in energy is that they're not seeing their own brilliance. They're not being kind to themselves. So my biggest advice, first off, is to be your own best friend. Talk to yourself kindly, lovingly. Give yourself the support that you would give, and you probably do give, to everyone around you already. We all do it. We forget to do it for ourselves when we do it for everyone else. Give yourself that gift also of time to reflect, to think about where you've come from, where you were before, where you are now, and see that space in between of progress where you've really had that opportunity to grow. And in doing that, you'll see the brilliance that you have inside. You'll see the power of your own journey. And then the third thing to do there is to share that journey. Share that journey with people around you. Include the hard stuff. Talk about it honestly. And when you do that, you then bring hope to other people. When they see your journey too, they'll see your brilliance as well. They'll also become inspired. And when you have hope and inspiration, you have energy. Your levels go up. You're on mute.
Thank you. And taking the time that you said, like clarity, sounds really, rich, really almost too much. It's like the topping on the sauce, the fudge sauce.
It is. We're all time poor these days. And so the last person that gets our time is quite often ourselves. So it's giving yourself that gift makes you feel so valued.
Yeah, it's really the luxury that will help to give you more hope, inspiration, and confidence and clarity, I think, right? Thank
Absolutely.
you for that. I love that. And then sharing your story for sure is getting to know you're not alone, right?
Yeah. And letting other people who have similar stories understand that they're not alone either. Because that sense of being part of a community, part of a group, regardless of how isolated we are physically, makes us feel so much stronger as humans.
Yeah, it's really bringing people together, and by taking care of oneself and really giving yourself that time, that space, and that community. So, Brigitte, I wanted to come over to you. You work with people in their businesses, and so when you think of re-energizing your business, and we can add to what Mary said, because of course that's all relevant. But what advice do you have for people to re-energize their business?
Look, I think if you're in business and you work with your clients, make sure you work with your clients list and you're not out there seeking new business straight away. I mean, normally if you work with your clients, they will send you off to their friends and relatives and their colleagues. So ensure that the people you're working with are happy with your service. Satisfied clients recommend you, as I've said, to just about anybody, and it's been happening to me over the last few years. Communicate on a regular basis. Ensure you're providing positive feedback. That's the most positive thing you can do to somebody, is letting them know that what they're doing is actually helping them and is growing their business. Pamper and acknowledge special occasions. ensure you have a good team in place. I mean, by saying pamper and acknowledge special occasions, it's great to send out a card or a letter every now and again to somebody in business when they're celebrating a special occasion. That means, you know, they realize you care and you're there for them. And it builds that relationship and it works quite well.
Yeah. And would you agree it's much easier to get repeat business or referrals than it is to generate a whole new slew of clients?
Look, it is. And that's why I'm always saying work with your client list. I mean, it's in my business, we always say before you go outside your door, check who you've got in there, you know, that you can work with. 9 times out of 10, there's additional business to be had.
Yes. So that is brilliant wisdom for growing your business, and almost like doing it right and not having to overexert yourself, right? Because you're nurturing what you already have.
Look, it is. It's amazing. You know, new people in business usually go look at their target. They have this target that they go forward for new clients, and they get a certain number of clients and they're still looking for more. And, you know, if you work within what you have and you check with what you have, there's business there to be had.
Yeah. Well, this is brilliant advice to re-energize your business and, of course, your life from both of you. So I wanted to dive in and get to know you both a little better. So Mary, tell us a little bit about you. Who do you work with and what do you do?
Well, I work with people who aren't feeling valued or respected or aren't feeling heard. That's the majority of my clients, their constant problem. I work both in corporate and one-to-one personally with people for life type coaching. I'm not a life coach, I'm an executive coach, but I don't believe in excluding someone who needs help with conversations. To me, it's more important to help them be able to say what it is that they need to say at any given moment so that they feel heard, valued, respected. That's my mission.
Yes, I'm guessing you have a story around why this is your mission. Would you like to share that with us?
Absolutely. I have a history when I was a child of having a traumatic event that happened to me. And in the aftermath of that event, I was told that I'd lied about it, that it wasn't true. And what that said to me, I was 11 years old at the time, but what it said to me was that I didn't have value, that my story didn't matter, anything about me didn't matter. So from there on, until I was around about 43 years old, I clammed up when there was something I needed to say, when there was something that I wanted to talk about, because I didn't think it mattered. I thought I wasn't of value. What that led to was a point in my life where I was so lacking in energy, lacking in hope, lacking in inspiration, that I honestly believed that I wasn't of value to the planet any longer. It was time for me to leave. And I probably would have left, except that I had one very dark moment where I thought to myself, I had 2 young children and I knew my husband worked lots of hours, and I thought to myself, who's going to look after the kids? I'll have to take them with me. And that one very dark thought was the moment that saved me, because there was no way I would ever hurt my children. And I went, oh God, I'm in trouble. I need help here. So I went and got the help. I didn't do it for myself because I didn't value myself. I did it for my children. And looking back now, I see how sad it is that I was in a state that was so bad. With all of the help that I had a lot of trauma therapies and so forth. I realized that I wanted to then help other people not be in the space that I'd been in, through not being able to speak, through not being able to be themselves and step into their brilliance. And so I started learning for myself. I went and studied. I studied coaching, counselling. I studied business. I studied a whole lot of different modalities, certifications in a whole lot of different things. And now I help other people in that space. And what it's done, not just for the people that I help, but for me personally, is to create so much change and transformation and so much energy that I don't just want to be here. I love being here. I love being here, and I love seeing other people around me go from that space of coming in with that face like that and walking out with the shoulders up and positively going forward into the world. And I see the impact that these people now have on others around them, and then on others around them, and then on others around them. And I see the impact that this has had on my own children, who are now, my eldest is now 21. So I see the impact that it's had on them as well, and on the way that they approach life, because it's not ever just about me. It's also about the people around me and that influence, that ripple that we can create with our positive change that we make for ourselves.
You've certainly been hope and an inspiration just by telling the story and sharing, and we get that energy. So thank you for turning your life around and now creating that ripple effect. That's awesome. Thank you. So Brigitte, share a little bit more about who you work with and what you do with them.
Look, I work within the real estate industry. I work with real estate agents and principals. I help business owners and principals increase their property management growth and size of their business. Look, I provide strategies and growth plans and a toolkit which I've used over the years, which has worked for me successfully in growth.
I love that. That's great. And so do you have a story about how you help somebody?
Yeah, I do. Look, I helped this man who was a bus driver. Actually, I'd met him several times, and when he asked me what I actually did, I said to him I was in property management, and he said, I've always loved real estate. I've always wanted to get into real estate. Anyway, about 3 months down the track, he approached me and he said, look, I've got somebody that's going to share their license. Can you teach me or show me how to grow a rent roll? So I got into his business and I helped him. And within about 9 months, we actually grew 206 properties under management for this bus driving man who was now in business. And that's very hard to do. I mean, I'm very particular about choosing my clients and making sure they're a good fit for myself or for my business clients. And he was just over the moon about it. But this man is now probably the third largest organisation in real estate in Sydney. And this goes back 8 years.
Wow, that's awesome. You both have created incredible ripple effects in your life and in your work. And that's the kind of women we have here at Women Speakers Association, people who give from their heart. They've done their own work. They've created their own success, and they didn't necessarily come from, a silver spoon background. In fact, quite the opposite. And so this has been so hopeful and so inspiring. Mary and Brigitte, thank you. I wanted you to each share a little bit about the value of being a part of this organization, Women Speakers Association. Mary?
Oh, thank you. It's a great community. There's so many like-minded people in this community who share their knowledge, their understanding of what it is to be a speaker and what sorts of great things we can do together. We mentor each other. We get great opportunities. As a member of Women Speakers Association, I got to be one of the authors in Voices 2 and Voices 3, both books. Voices 2 was my very first published book, and it got, of course, to be, all of them, I think, have been Amazon bestsellers. So that gave me the confidence to then step out and write my own book. So I've since published my own book. And I've also, I think I've been in 8 books now altogether, but it was really the leverage that got me going. And I really appreciate what Women Speakers Association did for me in getting that going. So it's not just about speaking, it's also writing, and it's also leveraging your knowledge and your expertise throughout all of those different platforms. They also did a lot of work in teaching me how to do marketing and so forth around being an author. That was all part of that process. And I found that just extremely valuable. It was fabulous. So I do appreciate the
congratulations. Yes, we have Voices 6 coming out. This is Voices 5. So we do it every year. And that is one of the benefits. You get to, if you opt in to participate, you can in the best-selling campaign, and you get all that training. And this community is really powerful. And Brigitte, why don't you share with us the power you're experiencing from Women Speakers Association?
I'm excited because I'm the global representative for Sydney, Australia. So that's exciting for me. Look, I love being a part of Women Speakers Association. It's provided me with exposure internationally. It's provided me with information. I've built up, quite a few connections. I've met some great people. With some fantastic stories that they've told me. I've been to so many different meetings. I've participated in the next book, of the 21st Century book, to be released in 2023. I would never have had that opportunity without me being part of Women Speakers Association. I find that the organisation is so unique. They have so many resources, and it's great to be a member because you can tap into all this and you can just learn so much. I love the platform. It's just, phenomenal as to what they can teach you.
Yeah, it's a launching pad. And like Mary, you pointed to that, Brigitte, you're now a global business connector, launching, into connecting more into Australia. So if you're watching us today and you're in Australia or anywhere in the world, we have a business connector, a global business connector to hook you up with and kind of make it a more personalized journey. And Brigitte, thank you for being the Australia Sydney Global Business Connector and for all the work you both do. This has been so rich. I feel much more re-energized in my life and my business. I have incredible advice now. Thank you. And so do our viewers. Most importantly, we want this to be a launching point for all of you. If you'd like to join us here at Women Speakers Association, you don't need to be a speaker. As Mary, you kind of alluded to, it's way more than that. It's about getting your message out, whether it's through your work or a passion project, or actually doing more speaking. The resources, the community, and the platform is here for you. So go to joinwsa.com. You can do what Brigitte and Mary have done and become premier members. Or if you just want to put your toe in the water, we have a speaker success plan for you. You can download, it's a ebook. If you go to speakersuccessplan.com, you can certainly get it there as well. All right, Brigitte. All right, Mary, thank you so much for your wisdom and for re-energizing us today. We'll be back with you next week.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye-bye.